Hello, Aries. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight we're going to be reading your tea leaves. All right. Well, Aries, welcome. My goodness, it is smoky where I'm at. Hopefully it's not so smoky where you are. We are getting that Canadian wildfire air once again. It's been a really smoky summer down here beneath Canada, just beneath Canada. So I sound a little rough. So thank you. Thank you for putting up with my voice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being understanding. I just feel very privileged to be here with you, to share this time with you. And Aries, I feel like we're being rewarded right now with this energy being one of my favorite archetypes. And actually for me, the Knight of Cups is all about the beloved. It's all about getting to this point of emotional wholeness, or maybe it's not a sense of completion, but a sense of healing, integration, and really implementing this growth, this evolution that you've undergone, this mastery of reactions, emotions, how we interact with not only ourselves, but with others. And vice versa, not only with others, because often, that is the thing that will motivate us to really work on self, right? You have a period of time where your relationship is falling apart, or maybe you're very angry, maybe you have been self-isolating, feeling disconnected, whatever it is, whatever kind of challenging experience, emotions, and so on that you're going through, this is often where we say, okay, something's got to change. But there are also times where we realize that we ourselves are crying out, trying to get our own attention, saying, okay, look at me. It's time to do this work. Something's not right here. Something's not balanced here. Right? We just need to adjust a few things. And so this is a card that tells me the work has begun, right? The work is fully in motion. Now, we're going to turn this bowl. We're going to see what the tea leaves have to say today. Okay. Let's go ahead. We'll take a look here. And so I want to say thank you. I want to say it really has been such a pleasure, such a joy to be able to do these readings the last couple of years here. I don't even know. Has it been 2 years, 3 years? I can't remember now. It's been a few years. Or maybe a couple. I don't know. But it really has been a huge blessing of my life, and the people that I've met, I've connected with through this channel, through doing this work, people that I have been working with, even with my family, working with my husband. I get to work with my husband all day, every day. And, not a lot of people are that privileged. So thank you. I appreciate you. It's nice to see you. Let's see what the tea leaves are going to say today. So I feel like there's been a lot of emphasis on I feel like there's a real sense. Okay, first of all, we have the number 515. Let's just look at that. 515. Okay. And you can see the fives here. 515. And here it turns into, it looks like 4. I'm going to go 47. And then the number 50. Okay, so we have 515, 47, and 50. But to me, oh, and look at that face right there. The eyes, the nose, the mouth. We also have the bird rising, the phoenix, the eagle. So this to me is a really interesting, it almost kind of reminds me of this, some kind of cosmology, a creation story, a mound giving birth to the bird often, being a trickster, but also being one that, helps bore the earth, right? Bore the consensus reality, and kind of sticks around as part of the whole story, right? So that to me, not just like a quick in and out, like we see in a lot of cosmology stories, cosmology stories, where, some things happen, some, reason that there's a mound in the middle of the primordial waters, or a lotus opening, or, something like this, where the thing unfurls, an egg emerges, a bird emerges, a flower emerges, the first being emerges, whatever it is. Right? And then, there's like many mythologies beyond this. This is the starting point, or at least one of them. And then we don't necessarily always talk about these opening factors, right? The personalities are not always there. The old gods, the old goddesses, they kind of fade off into the sky, into the cosmos. Right, you can think, Nuit, well, I'm not going to list a bunch of deities, but, a lot of these primordial gods, goddesses. So the trickster bird is kind of a little different. This is one that we see that visits the mythologies throughout, kind of weaving self through. You could think of even like, I don't know, maybe like a Mercury or Hermes being kind of similar. And because they are the messenger, which the bird is also the messenger, these gods are woven through many stories. You see them in different forms and different kind of, dispositions, different attributes, and so on throughout the story, but it remains a constant. So to me, what this says is that there is a sense of beginning again, okay? But doing so in a way that is working with what you have, right? I don't mean that you're going to walk away from the life that you're living, get divorced, quit your job, move to, Fiji, although that sounds amazing. I don't want to leave my husband, but you know what I mean? Sometimes it sounds pretty great to just kind of, take off like that. But no, I feel you at this place where you're so connected with yourself, with your life. You have gotten so good over these years at being able to reshape things, to notice it within yourself that maybe this perception I have of my life, this worldview that I am engaging in, this thing that I am, spending my time with, your hobbies, your desires, maybe relationship. Maybe it's you're in mom mode, you're in dad mode, you're in grandma mode, you're in, work mode, career mode, constantly, whatever it is. But then you realize, like, hey, this isn't fulfilling anymore. This is, I'm just kind of coping at this point. And I'm sticking with what I know because consistency is one of the great challenges, right? For all of us. I feel like it is very difficult to meet consistent people. And we all struggle. But I feel like for you, this is something that you have really worked on and you have really, really prioritized for yourself. So at times, you maybe stay a little bit longer than you should. And you know this. But I think for you, the idea of quitting something is synonymous with failure. And that is not the case, right? We know this. We know that sometimes we have to stop. Sometimes we have to say, this is not working out. This is not the right thing. This is not for me. So I feel you coming into this place where you let something go. But in that letting go, you are making space. And so we are beginning, you are reshaping with what you have. You are taking the framework and you are rethinking. And then maybe is some of the minor details of your life, changing your routine. Maybe you've had a second job and now you have decided I need a little break. Maybe you are allowing somebody back into your life or asking somebody to stay away. But there's some kind of fundamental change here. But it's not something that, and here's the big deal. I feel like you're not even talking to people about it. You are somebody, you're a rare breed here. You make changes in your life, but you don't necessarily say anything to anybody. You do the work quietly. You do the work for yourself. You don't need the recognition and you don't need all of the attention. That's for sure. I don't think that that's what you want one bit. But I feel you rising. Now, it feels like, to me, I feel like you have a Capricorn in your life. And I feel like with this person, we have the words, it looks like it says, S-I-T, sit, and then over here it looks like a 5, but I'm reading it as S-T, and I'm filling this in a little bit, A-N-D, up here, stand, sit, stand, sit, stand. And I feel like with this person, at times it can get to be a lot, because I feel like you're constantly like trying to not perform for them, but there's like a sense of you're in a heightened state of being aware of what they want, what they need, right? And you are willing to, kind of bend to their needs. So I'm wondering if this maybe is like one of your children. I would think that this is one of the only people we would have this energy with, but it could be that this is a significant other. It could be that this is like a parent that you're taking care of, that you are around a lot. They are critical. They're constantly, complaining about this or that. They want it done this way. They want it done that way. And to some degree, you are willing to humor them. But I feel like it starts to really wear on you. It really gets to a point, I think, where, you need a little break. And I think that's the thing here, is there's a sense of, and I get this, oh my gosh, this feeling of, right, where you have your daily life, right? We get up, we make breakfast, we get ourselves ready, we get the family ready, we're running people around, we're cleaning toilets, we're making dinners, we're packing lunches, we're pulling weeds, we're paying bills, we're working, trying not to be late, begging, our 5-year-olds to please, let's just get out of the car and let's just go do this thing. I promise we'll be home soon. We'll be going home soon, where you can, do whatever you want. You can go crazy, have fun, whatever. We're just in it constantly. And I feel like for you, it's just, there's a sense of, I want to be able to go into my sacred life, my interior life, my daydreamy life, this life that I don't share with anybody, but I do so much connecting with the divine there. And I feel like you have access to this place most often when you're going through these periods of time where you just stay by yourself. You're in the house a lot. You're kind of just, not necessarily by the house, right? And what do I mean by that? Not necessarily that you are just sitting inside, hiding from the world, but you are home-based minded. You are not worried about what's going on out there necessarily. Of course, to the degree that we all need to be, but you are not concerned with the, the news and the this and the that and the, constantly being in fear and stressed out by everything, that oppressive, cloud that sits over top of all of us really right now. And yet you stand in defiance by, really investing yourself in your personal life. And I feel like there's this big split, almost like a sense of being quite resentful that you have to spend so much time out there, and you know what I mean, where it's people-y, where it's, worky, where it's, jump through hoops and keep your mouth shut and, your head down and do the things so we can keep the lights on, right? And it becomes more and more uncomfortable because that doesn't feel real anymore. That doesn't feel meaningful anymore. That almost feels absurd. Like, how are we living like this? Why are we all living like this? And how did we get sold the story, the belief, even the motivation to buy into it? How did we get sold this for so long? Generations. I don't know. But I do know that there's a lot of us. I know that you are one of us. That it's like the thing just got too shook up. Baby, the masks, the veneers, the illusions have fallen away. You cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unfeel what you have been feeling. And so there's this divide. How do we deal with that? Do we numb ourselves? Do we make ourselves smaller? Do we force ourselves into, living as a square when we're obviously a beautiful million-pointed star? How do we force ourselves into that role? That's what I think a lot of us are trying to figure out. I think that's exactly where you're at. Now, I want to show you, we have a person standing here in front of, it looks like the furnace to me. Now, the furnace is a symbol of where the work is done, right? This is the fire, the sacred interior fire, the vessel of, the mother of, the birthing of, the portal of, the womb in which you go to become what? Transmuted? Where you are, you're fortified by the flame. You rise from the ashes as that bird. The Queen of Wands being one of my other favorite archetypes. This is an energy of going through it. Crawling through hell at times. Hands and knees, doing what you must. Suffering. Not in some cutesy, I'm going to post my spiritual journey. I'm going to do a little, suffering, a little dark night of the soul light. I'm going to emerge a light being or whatever, bliss, follow your bliss. Nah. No. You've done some real suffering. You've done some, I don't know how I'm going to eat next week kind of suffering. I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills. I don't know, if I'm 2 months late on my rent, but I'm still getting up out of bed. I am trying. I'm doing my best. I'm figuring it out. I am going through hell, but you know what? I'm not stopping because I know I'm going to figure this thing out. I know it's going to happen. It's going to happen for me. And I keep going and I keep going and I keep going. And nobody, and I mean nobody, including myself, especially myself, nobody is going to get in my way. Nobody is going to stop me. Nobody is going to mess up what I have going. And so I see you standing before that furnace because you are fortified. You are fortifying. You are tempered. Now, not to the point where you break. You're inflexible. You've gone too far with it, right? You snap if you've been too hard, right? No. You are also that quicksilver, that mercurial thing, fluid, moving, adaptable. You are a force to be reckoned with. And you stand before this furnace, and it is a symbol of your triumph. And this is why I believe we have this Knight of Cups energy, because along with this kind of self-growth, this kind of self-evolution comes the necessity. There's no way you can't be working on this aspect as well, is the healing of the emotional sectors. And I feel like you have been feeling good, confident, maybe more so than you have in a long time. All right, we also have, it looks like the number 44. 44. We have a person pointing at a star. So I do feel like a new dream being born as we speak. Something that is coming into your life, into your mind, into your perception, that I could see pulling you a new direction. Now, it looks like the mother asked for some kind of offering here. It looks to me to be like a snake. Now, I don't mean an offering of an actual snake. I would never in my life promote this idea. We do not use living or once living things as offerings, right? So, what does it mean? It is an offering of knowledge. It is an offering of knowledge. You are given some kind of revelation, some kind of understanding, some kind of opportunity to learn. And not only do you take that, but you, and here is where your offering is, you offer your time and energies to this knowledge. And in this union, this knowledge, this concept, this skill set, this whatever it is, this innovation, you marry yourself to it for a little while. And you offer it your time, your energy. And together is born wisdom, functionality, a complex and true understanding, to be within the thing and not just kind of abstractly thinking you know how to do something, that you understand something. Because we can read things in textbooks all day long, right? We can read all the grimoires and the treaties and, you know, the methodologies and all of that. And we can sit there and we can think, yeah, I know. This is what this person said. This is what this group of people do. This is what this tribe does. This is what, you know, whatever. Nothing wrong with that. You know, that's a certain kind of practitioner. But you have no idea what any of these things actually mean unless you partake. Right? Because what it looks like on a page, what it sounds like even as you utter it to yourself, as you read it, is wholly different than what it is inside of a ritual, a ceremony, a spell, an operation. These places are unlike each other as much as anything else. It's like looking at a picture of the car that you want to buy on the app, watching the videos of people driving it, versus being in the car. Driving the car, the sensation of buying a car. Driving it off the parking lot and thinking, what have I done? But it's different, you know, these things are different. But I feel you getting in the thing. So you are on a real mission, I believe. I do. I feel like this part of the year coming up, which is the second half, right? We're already in it, really. But I feel you really tightening up, getting focused, getting locked in, grinding, baby. And I do. I feel you really, really taking this energy that you are riding on and really, really using it to further whatever it is, whatever this new goal, this new love, this new motivation might be. You will honor it. And you will honor yourself in doing the work, which I know you will do. All right, let's do our lucky numbers. Let's go. Lucky number 74. Number 74. Ooh, my goodness. Number 85. Number 85. Wow, that one didn't roll at all. Number 66, 74, 85, 66, and we will finish with our water blessings affirmation cards. And I will flip through, stop where it feels right. All right, come on now. Oh, yes, beautiful. What is that? Clam, right? Do pearls come from oysters or clams? Oysters. Duh, Lenor, come on. What am I talking about? Do they come from mussels? You know, when I was a kid, I used to go to the beach a few times a year, but I would go and stay at the ocean almost every year. Excuse me, and I need a drink. And I loved going through the tide pools. That was one of my big, great loves of life. And we would stay near a place called Bodega Bay. If you're from California, if you've been to California, or if you're a horror fan, Bodega Bay is where they filmed The Birds, right? The Hitchcock movie, which if you've never watched it, check it out. Check all of Hitchcock's stuff out. I'm a huge fan of the Hitchcock hour and those, what was the other one? He had the hour-long one and then the 30-minute one. Hitchcock Presents, I think, was the other one. Huge fan. Love. But anyhow, I used to go every year, and I dream about it. I dream about getting up super early, going down, looking at there were always tons of mussels on the sides of the rocks, and the sea anemones, and the little tiny crabs, and oh gosh, I could cry. It was such a magical place. It lives in very close to the front of my brain constantly. So I love this deck because when I see it, I think of how magical, equally really, as magical as I spent a lot of time up near Shasta and Lawson, and then I lived near South Lake Tahoe for a couple of years when I was a kid too. And those living visiting the redwood forest, which is, up north near Shasta more. But there's no way to describe what dwelling in these kind of vortexes of magic, right? Of spiritual, just potent energy. It's unlike anything else. So anyways, if you have a chance to ever go to Bodega Bay or any of the beaches along that kind of area, between way up north and like San Francisco, any of that, like even just above Sausalito and stuff, it's so beautiful, so magical. If you can go to Shasta, Lawson, anywhere up in there, so beautiful, so magical. Anyways, let's turn this thing over. Number 30, youth, beauty, as you are a match with joy. you will discover hidden pearls within your being. You will discover hidden pearls within your being. All right, Aries, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here with me. It is always such an honor, such a privilege, and, well, a pleasure as well. If you would be so kind as to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. If you have a prayer request, you can put that in the comments. I forgot to mention my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul, and he is very talented. If you haven't seen his readings before, go check them out. My husband Paul and I have started some new channels. We are pumping out content right now, or, well, we are working diligently and lovingly on the content that we are making, of course. But I think that he is putting out a little video, which I will share, kind of going over some of the channels, or all of them, really. There's 6 channels, I think, in all. And I'm going to make a post with all the links to it. But the one that I really wanted to talk about first is we're doing Dove and Serpent Adventures, which will be kind of probably mostly shorts, but it will be behind the scenes kind of content. A lot more of our life together, Paul and I, and the things that we kind of get up to. Probably a lot of garden stuff until it gets cold, but you will kind of see what our life is like a little bit, you know, when we're not doing these readings. Hopefully, you know, I don't know. I'm having fun making the videos and stuff, and Paul is as well. And then he has a bunch of stuff going on too, especially he's doing a series on tarot logic about different topics, you know, within esoteria, the occult, magic, divination, and so on. There's also Dove and Serpent Daily and Dove and Serpent Radio, which is kind of a cool, like, long form, almost old school radio variety show kind of format. And yeah, and I'm going to be hopping on that thing too. So anyways, things to check out. There will be posts about them. I look forward to, you know, I don't know, trying some different things and having you all experience this in different ways. And so anyways, I love you, Aries. We'll talk soon. Take care of yourself. Good night. Good night.